Hey Bayek, it's me, Ian, and in today's video I'm going to talk about this. Yes, it is Time After Time from 1979, and what a treat this film is. It's almost like a comfort kind of film for me. You can just sit back and just enjoy it. It's brilliant at just giving you that wonderful feel-good factor in you thinking, I'm watching such an enjoyable movie. Everything about this movie is just pure enjoyment. It really is. So let me talk a little bit about it then. Yes, it is directed by the wonderful Nicholas Meyer. Now, we know him, of course, from Star Trek. Hey, Bayek. Wrath of Khan, Undiscovered Country. It's all there with Star Trek. His direction. But this is his debut direction. Yes. And what a great debut it is. It's great. Absolutely love it. He picked up the story and then developed the screenplay. Fantastic what he did here. And I think the other major point about this film is its casting as well. And I'll just talk about that in a second. Just a quick word. If you look at Rotten Tomatoes, 87%. So, again, most of the critics at the time as well, and I think as time has gone on, have realised just what a good film this is. You know, it's so enjoyable. And yeah, it's good to see that. But as I say, I think also its reputation has grown over the years as well, which it's really matured the sort of appreciation of this film. But as I said before, the cast is so important to this film. The three major actors involved in this. Of course, Malcolm McDowell plays H.G. Wells, and wow, he's great. I love him. Malcolm McDowell is a sort of actor who seems to have been going such a long time. He goes right back. You know, I see him in the 60s as an actor, and he's just great. He's always good, and he's still doing it today. Sometimes he has been criticised for taking any kind of roles, and you always get this, but I don't think we should do that. He's a great actor. I really love him, and he's played some great parts in his career and been involved in some great, fantastic films, as we know. But yeah, Malcolm McDowell, fantastic. Then we've got David Warner, another actor who sadly died last year. And what a great actor he was. He was amazing actor. And as a, you know, in all the genres he appeared in and all the films, you could just talk about him in his roles. Oh, he's just such a great actor. And he's here in this playing Dr. John Leslie Stevenson, who is a surgeon. But it just happens to be Jack the Ripper. Yes. He's playing Jack the Ripper. Yeah, it's great. And then I really love this bit. Mary Steenburgen plays Amy Robbins. She was perhaps known in a similar role in many ways in Back to the Future 3 as well. Somebody involved with time travel. It's quite interesting, sort of parallel there. But, oh, she's so good in this film. I love her. I mean, she's just great. She just adds... adds so much to this film. That relationship is with H.G. Wells. He's just fantastic. And she's great. And she brings a smile to your face. And there is, what I like about this film, though it's got the drama and everything, there is that underlying humour as well, and you get it. And that relationship with H.G. Wells, it's so funny as well, but brilliantly done and touching. It's very touching as well. I love it. She really makes this film. If she wasn't in this film, it would be a much lesser film. Her performance is just outstanding. I just love it. But as I say, all three of them are just amazing. Absolutely. And they add to this story. And the story is great. Starts off 1893 in London with H.G. Wells talking about his time machine to his friends and everybody. And there's sort of a skeptical look about it. And it reminds you, actually, in the Time Machine film, it reminds me of very much of that scene in the film where he's talking about his time machine. It's very much parallels there. Anyhow, what it all comes down to is that one of the guests is the Jack the Ripper, David Warner character. He's there. He's actually one of the friends of H.G. Wells. Well, it all comes down to the fact that the police, there's been another killing, and the police come to the house, and he does a quick exit, and they find the evidence that he was the actual Jack the Ripper. Yes, but he escapes in the time machine. But of course, the time machine is programmed to, when it takes him to where he's gone in the future, then the time machine comes back, which it does, because he has to have this key. The key is a significant thing. Well, he's escaped, basically, and he's gone to San Francisco on the 5th of November, 1979. Wow. So could you imagine the transformation from the Victorian world to the modern world as it was then? This is what adds to the story so much, that you see that fascination when H.G. Wells goes chasing him, basically, into the future. And that, it reminds me of like the Shakespearean thing about A Brave New World, because he's so idealistic, is H.G. Wells' character about the future. It turns out that things haven't really changed, and war is still very much going. There may be progression in certain areas, but human nature is still the same. That's the core of the film in many ways. Yeah, but it's brilliantly done. The fact that I love the fact that there's this H.G. Wells exhibition going on, and the time machine is in there. It's so beautifully done, and then we get the whole story develops of basically H.G. Wells trying to find and bring back to the 19th century Jack the Ripper, which is an impossible task. Jack the Ripper is loving it in the modern world. He can carry on doing all his murders. Fantastic, he loves it. But what I think really makes this film as well great, as I said, I mentioned it before, is that the romance and the relationship between H.G. Wells and Amy Robbins is just, it's wonderful. I love it. That's what adds to that. It's almost like a Sunday afternoon kind of film that you watch and just sit there and wonder. But I can watch it any time. It doesn't have to be Sunday afternoon. But, the kind of thing. It's just a beautiful way to look at it. Now, being, I think it was a PG certificate. Is it PG on here? It is actually 15, I think. Yeah, it's 15. But it's not very gory at all. You could imagine a film like this film nowadays would perhaps be a bit more gorier. Though I'm not surprised. I'm surprised even then, but they must have wanted a lower general certificate for it, because it's not really gory at all. But it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters at all. That it's not an important element to the film. Even though we Jack the Ripper. So I don't mind that. Some people might complain about it, but it's not that kind of film, really. It's not aiming in that area. It's just a wonderful sci-fi fantasy, I love these kind of This is another reason why I've always loved sci-fi, and I love time traveling. Time traveling, I'm on board. I'm always on board with time traveling, as you know. I'm a massive Doctor Who fan. And anything to do with time travel, I'm in. I am. I'm always in. And here we are again. Time travel, you can't go wrong. You can't. It's just it's a great film. That's all. It's so enjoyable. I just love it. I'm so pleased to have actually got this copy, because I've seen it over the years, and I never even had a DVD copy of this. So it's just so great to actually get a copy of it. I'd say the ending is absolutely fantastic. It just beautifully ends, and you kind of have a smile at the end of the film, a satisfaction of the film. And that's it. I mean, I'm not going to go all the intricate parts. I don't need to. It's just a great film. Honestly, if you've never seen this, you could just sit back and enjoy it. It's so wonderful. I know I'm going over the top, but I do, because I love it. I love this film. I love it. I love it. I love it. And the locations as well. It's filmed on locations in San Francisco, and you get the feel of it. Beautiful, the modern world, and I love the way he's walking around in his Victorian clothes, and it's amazing, and the way he's discovering things in the new world. I love that. That's how it is. It's all put together beautifully, and I'm really pleased I've got this now. If you notice, it's one of these, which has been talked about, one of the Premier Collections, whatever way you say it, mate. With the slip cover. Well, it isn't a slip cover. There I am again wrong. It's one of these harder covers. Yeah, one of the hard covers. There you are. Brilliant. Just open it up. You got the Blu-ray disc, and you got the sort of art card things in there. It's really nice. It's a nice addition, and it was on one of those bargain offers that you can't really argue with, can you? And there it is. So, highly recommended, this film. That's it. I finished. I've stopped babbling on too much. I could go on and on, but I won't. All I've got to say, as usual, is please subscribe, because then we let you know when these videos come out. And it costs notes. And then, if you like this, give it a like, because then more people have a chance of actually knowing it's here and seeing it. So that might be a good thing, or it may not be, but it's cost notes, so have a go. Hey, back, have a go. And that's it, really. All I'm going to say is, I'll see thee, and I'll see thee again.